This video brought to you by Oh My God. 4 and 4 at the end. Stay tuned. Hey, my name is Jobby and Madiga Magica, Gundam Thunderbolt. Get the shit out of here. One Punch Man is the best anime. And as the name suggests, One Punch Man is about a superhero that can kill anything with one punch. And if you haven't seen the show, you might be wondering, how can a show with an overpowered main character be interesting, funny, and even a bit heartfelt? Well, you just have to see it for yourself, baby boy. Also, it's on Netflix. No excuse. But what I will say for now is that One Punch Man was one of my favorite shows from last year. Me and my dad are anxiously anticipating the second season. And yeah, I showed my dad the show, and he even liked it. In other words, I bought myself a little time before he kicks me out of his basement. And if you wanted slightly more information about the show, I reviewed the Nendoroid One Punch Man a few months back. And the Nendoroid Saitama was not a bad figure. And I gave it away to a friend because I don't care for Nendoroids. But the Figma Saitama is a different story. For better and for worse. The painting and the sculpting on this figure is amazing. Saitama's design is simple, colorful, and let's face it, unimpressive. But that's kind of the point of the character. The contrast between his childish design and his infinite godlike power is hilarious. And the body sculpt of the figure is appropriately average build. That makes him look like an average guy with a stupid costume. Now technically this is not show accurate because in the show, he's fucking buff. But it is show accurate because his clothes shrink his muscles. I don't know, it's anime. And because of the simplicity of his design, there's not much going on in terms of paint detail, but what is there is fantastic. Except the cape clasp. They're not bad, but they're not even painted all the way. What the fuck? And while we're on the cape, holy swivel. This thing is beautiful. The sculpt is dynamic, the wrinkles are perfect, and the subtle shading gives it a lot of depth. But then... this part makes me wish this guy had a posable cloth cape. And before you hardcore Jobby fans call me a hypocrite, it's completely true. Because I mentioned in the past that I prefer hard plastic capes over cloth ones, because the cloth just makes the figure look cheap. But let me expand on this opinion. I don't mind cloth capes if they're high quality material, and I even prefer a cloth cape if the cape is posable in some way. I really enjoyed the SH Figure Arts Omnimon's cape, and I especially love the bendy wire in Figma Saitama Miki's cape, and the first Goken Arakusaki, which is the next review, sorry for spoiling. When it comes to this figure, a bendy wire cape would have been fantastic. But woulda, coulda, shoulda, I'll stop bitching. Now the head sculpt on this figure is surprisingly awesome. But I gotta admit, when I saw early photos of the prototype, I thought it looked terrible. Turns out, I just had to wait to see the paint. His blank expression perfectly captures Saitama's detached personality. And fortunately, it's not creepy in the least, which is a complaint I had about the Nendoroid. But creepiness is subjective, so your mileage may vary. I find it very charming. But what I don't find charming is his alternate head. What happened? It's true that Saitama pulls this facial expression in the show, but in that context, it looked badass and hard-edged. This sculpt does not capture that at all. The rolled back eyes and the slack jaw make him look more dead than angry. I mean, look at the Link figure. Figma knows how to do yelling face sculpt, so what? Fuck? Ah, well, no. This is not the face sculpt Saitama deserves. And what's worse than the serious face is, that's all he's got. No supermarket face, no okay face. Disappointing. Yes, Saitama might have the strongest fist, but he doesn't have the strongest accessories. In addition to his punch hands, you get a pair of relaxed hands, grabby hands, open hands, and one special holding hand, which allows you to hold his other accessory, this little drink that comes out in one scene. The printing on the cup is very precise. Heroes Association is clearly readable, not through this camera, and you could even see what's inside the cup. Guess Saitama likes green tea. You could even spill the contents of his cup if you want to try some for yourself. You get this little piece which allows you to keep his cape attached without the aid of the included stand. But because the cape is large and hard plastic, he can't stand on his own. And it's worth mentioning the cape is removable. That doesn't look too bad, and now he can stand on his own. And finally, you get a pair of crossed arms. Attaching these things is a bit of a process, so why not do it as a transformation? I gotta use the music somewhere. These maracas are now completely useless. I don't even know why they were included. And the crossed arm accessory is a great idea, and it looks great too. Just who the hell do you think? Gurren Lagann is another best anime, don't tell Marika. So unfortunately, this is all he comes with. Now I accept that Saitama is a simple character and the accessories reflect that. But what I'm most disappointed about is the lack of faces. Just one more is all I want. And a complete redo of this head. And I think he could have came with an effect part to simulate his one punch or even his consecutive normal punches. Or maybe even a Genos head. Come on, good smile, get it together. That woulda, coulda, shut up. Let's get to something that I can't complain about. Ball joint at the head, ball joint at the base of the neck, allows it to look up that far and look down that far. Ball joint at the arm, allows for rotation, arm moves out, bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, elbow swivel. at the wrist, moves up and down, and if you rotate the peg, gets some side to side. Let's get this out of the way. Rotation here, and of course the cape can spread. Ball joint at the chest and the waist allows for an arcing back and a crunch. And this ball joint can very much be a ball joint at the hips allows for rotation, can't move back that far. Beautiful spread. Swivel here. Bend at the knee, up and down at the ankle, ankle pivot, a toe bend, and a... I already made that joke. And let's not forget the stand. Rotation, hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint, rotation. The posability on the main body is phenomenal. I just wish the cape was on par with that. And the figure is very solid, so it's very posable and very fun to play with. And when compared to other Figma figures, this guy's on the larger side. Here's Figma Madoka SH Monster Arts Godzilla, Masterpiece Optimus Prime, and another character with a flowing white cape, the Figma Saitama Miki. I had to spice up the size comparison somehow. Overall, this figure's awesome. The figure looks great, the posability is fantastic, the cape could be better but it's not horrible, but the accessories and specifically the alternate head are disappointing, which is what's really preventing this figure from getting the double kiss, but he's so close. But definitely consider getting this figure if you're a fan of One Punch Man, even if the price is a little steep. But luckily for me, I had Lunar Toy Store. The Figma Saitama was part of Lunar Toy Store's final shipment to me before the breakup, and I actually received this figure a few weeks ago, but because they even provided it to me, I feel obligated to tell you to check them out. They're an up-and-coming toy store with a pretty good toy selection, and maybe they'll come back to me one day. And if you're angry at Lunar Toy Store for not sponsoring me anymore and refuse to buy from them, first of all, calm down. And second of all, I'm gonna give you the chance to win this figure at a heavily discounted price. And by that, I mean the price doesn't exist. Which brings me to a very important question. Do you want this figure? That's right, we're long overdue for another giveaway. And I'm gonna call this event the, thank you giveaway special. Yeah, I'm alright with that. As a huge thank you for over 40,000 subscribers and almost 100 patrons on Patreon, holy crap! Anyone who is subscribed to the JobbytheHong channel has the chance to win the Figma Saitama. The winner will be selected randomly, and I will announce the winner on July the 1st. If you're not an American subscriber, yeah, you still got a chance to win. But if you win and shipping the figure to you cost over $40, we're gonna have to talk about it. But other than that, anyone in the world can join. And if you doubt my giveaway cred, just ask any of the winners of the other giveaways that I've done in the past. Thank you so much for all the support that you give me, and I hope that in the future, I can afford to make monthly giveaways a thing. So again, all you gotta do is be a subscriber to be eligible to win the Figma Saitama. And I assume that most of you watching this video are subscribed, because who the hell watches YouTube toy reviews? Tonight I dine on
pillowy mounds of mashed potatoes.